Okay, so we're happy to announce that beginning with the 2025-26 school year, all member schools will be able to not only renew their membership application, that is the historically named GEO1 form, but they'll also be able to pay their annual school dues based on your enrollment. That's all going to be pretty much done in about 4 or 5 quick steps in Arbiter. Before we do so, let's make sure we know exactly where it's at and then what permissions need to be set for people to do that, because you may want to remove this permission for some people, some roles that you have. So if we look under, it's going to be found under eligibility, and notice it's called school registration. But before we start, I want to show you where to go to actually make sure your people that need it have the correct permission. So let's go back to that familiar people and roles, and then we can just click on an assistant AD role, for instance. Anybody under eligibility who has school registration checked will have the ability to do the membership application, and then pay the school dues. So if you've got some of these roles that you want to take away, maybe you don't want your assistant AD to have that right, you would just uncheck that. So again, eligibility roles, you're going to enable school registration for those that you want to be able to do it, and disable it for those that you do not. All right, let's get back to what we were doing. So let's go to eligibility, school registration, and we see it's open now. And I put a reference in here for GEO1/school dues. That's kind of more familiar terminology. It is technically due by September 1st. So let's hit register, and basically it's just going to walk you through a wizard. It's 5 steps there. So there's a little introduction here. This should look familiar. This was always at the top of the GEO1. You can click and view the GEO1 form here, but it's basically going to be under the school consent menu anyway. So let's read through that. We're going to hit next. Now for this year, we're asking every school to go through and just tell us the sports that you plan on offering for the 25-26 school year. It may take you a little while. Honestly, it's not. I mean, it's probably take you a couple minutes. We did add some emerging ones on here like pickleball and flag football. We hope to get stun added as well. But this will be a one-time thing. What will happen next year in the 2026-27, you'll come to this point and the ones that you offered in the previous years will be selected, and then you would just deselect the ones that you're not offering. So just this year, go through and fill those out for us. I'm just going to pick boys baseball here. Sit next. This is the familiar GEO1. I don't believe there are a lot of changes for this year, but it's very important. It's key that you go through and read all this. There are, I believe, 23 items on a ranging topics, but it's basically saying, hey, I attest to be a member that we're going to do all this in this list here. Simply click on I agree once you read through it. Hopefully you took a lot more time than I did right there. Hit complete consent. Now, this is the payment phase. What's nice about it is, well, first off, it'll list more sports, obviously. I just listed boys baseball. But you can update your any information there. And then you've got 3 options this year. You've always had 2 options. You could have always paid by credit card and paid by check, or maybe what we would call a purchase order. But now you have an option to use Arbiter Pay. It's grayed out on me because it's not enabled on my personal, Rob Catron account. But you pick the method that you want to pay, and then I'm not going to go through the steps here because that will lock in Adair County's payments. If you want to do a purchase order pay by check, you're going to click pay by check, and it'll basically tell you the instructions, and you also get an email confirmation as well, whoever's filling this out, and it's just where to mail it to, which would be, of course, the 2280 Executive Drive. But pay by credit card will open up a little pop-up window, very similar to the way coaches pay for like clinic late fees and stuff like that, and then they use Arbiter Pay is there as well. This is about as far as I can go through in this demo, because if I keep going, I'm going to pay or potentially mess up Adair County's school dues and payment and membership application renewal. So I think that'll be about it. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me for any questions, and good luck, and hopefully you all get some time off over this summer.